When y'all going back?
I probably won't go back until I think they go back on the 19th, but I think I'm gonna go back. I'm not on any committee, so I'm not on the criminal justice committee, so I may get there probably that Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm on
That's February,
my
right?
damn per diem
Gotcha.
shit. Good Lord, fuck in between. You're gonna be getting that call about 7:15.
We're hitting up Shreveport.
To the break of dawn.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm Calvin Lester. That's Stephen Jackson. We thank you for tuning in this evening to Issues That Matter, the show that talks about those things that are important to you in the community from a decidedly community perspective. Before we get started, we always take a moment to thank our station owner, station manager, the baker, caker, and candlestick maker himself, Brother Johnny Antoine, for providing us this outstanding and excellent platform. We do not take for granted the opportunity to speak to you out there in radio land about those things that are of importance, to give you a behind the scenes look to what's going on. And so if you have an opportunity to thank Johnny, say a good word for him. Certainly, if you have a business, this would be an excellent place for you to sow that seed to grow your business or your brand. They do excellent things up at 97.7, and we thank you for it. How you doing, Brother Jackson?
Man, I'm doing great. Happy Monday to everybody, and we are glad to be back. I hope everybody has thawed out from the snowstorms for last week. It got cold. Hope that you didn't deal with too many issues. I know that some folks did, but hopefully things are getting back to normal. And we went from the ice to the water. The ice melted and it brought a lot of rain, looked like, but hopefully you're driving safe here on this rainy Tuesday. And I agree. We thank Johnny Antoine for coming in, allowing us to come in and have this community radio station. So we would always like to make sure that we stop and recognize him for that. If people want to participate, Calvin, how can they participate?
They can do that one or two ways. They can give us a shout on the hotline, 318-779-0459, 318-779-0459. Or if you're watching on Beyonce's internet, just send us a message in the chat and we will get to you because we want to hear from you. So, headlines. What we got?
So starting out, the city of Shreveport is looking to raise their water rates. The city of Shreveport is considering a proposal that would increase water and sewer customer rates over a number of years, and that legislation will be introduced, or it may have been introduced today. It cannot be adopted. It cannot be adopted at least until February 13th. At the meeting on February 13th. So we'll be looking out for that. As you know, the city of Shreveport is currently still under a federal consent decree to update and upgrade its water and sewer infrastructure. And so the rates increase are supposed to be in line with that. And, it's people are asking how much are they going to squeeze on it, but it's years and years and years and years and years. Well, let's just say decades.
Right.
Decades of neglect has gotten us to this point, and it'll be interesting to see if the city council, if they decide to increase it by a certain amount, if they decide to adjust the increases and only do some sort of moderation, or if they just decide to just kick the can on the matter. But it'll be very interesting. I encourage you to tune in, listen, and watch the city council. Everybody was saying that, you know, everybody was talking a lot of issues about our water and sewer situations a few years back when there was a pretty big freeze and things got to bursting and things of that nature. Our infrastructure is pretty bad, and so this is their way to try to address it. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying that they got any other choice, but they are under consent decree by the federal government, the EPA, to get it done. What you got?
Well, maybe folks should have supported Moneybags Joe when he was talking about Build Back Better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we come back, speaking of the federal situation nationally, your boy Ron DeSantis is out. OUWT. The governor of Florida announced this weekend that he was leaving the Republican primary and gave a very tepid endorsement of the front runner, Donald Trump. It was very interesting to see that, Mr. DeSantis his campaign spent almost $53 million in Iowa to come in second. I think they were saying he spent something like $30,000 a vote. So when you talk about vote buying, that's kind of what that is. And interesting enough, for those of you that don't know, Iowa has caucuses as opposed to going and actually casting a ballot. People come into a room and they argue back and forth. They decide who they want. As much as people laud Iowa, you're only talking about 1/5 of the population that even participated in that. So you got a small minority of people that are deciding who's going to lead the country. And so, again, voting matters. So.
Yes. It does matter always. Please remember to get out to vote. We have an election coming up March 23rd, I think. Please go vote. Henry Whitehorn for sheriff. We are proud to say that we are standing with Henry Whitehorn for a third time. But that's not what. That's not the headline. But we hope we got to get Henry on the show this time around.
Speaking of which, can I throw something out
there?
For those of you like myself who have college-age students, please get your college-age students to get a ballot. It's as easy as going to the internet. You can go to the Secretary of State's website, and your young person can request a ballot be mailed to them in time for the election. They just need to let them know, and it's a drop-down menu, that I am in higher education. I'm away at college. Tell them where you vote, and they will send, if they're registered, they will send a ballot to your young person, and all you have to do is get the young person to put that back in the mail. So there is no excuse for those talented young people that are away at college for them not to have their voices heard on who their next sheriff is going to be. Thanks.
Or any other election. So please exercise, use that as much as you can to get those absentee ballots in, as well as our folks who are overseas. In another headline, seems like Republican Speaker Mike Johnson has had to rely on Democrats to get his or to keep the government funded temporarily.
Got the last guy fired?
That's what got former Speaker Mike McCarthy ousted. Was they felt that he went, I think, 2 or 3 times with agreeing with the Democrats' deal. It brings us back to something that opened this Congress up, a power sharing agreement. The Democrats in the House proposed a power sharing agreement. They had always worked under a power sharing agreement. Even under Speaker Pelosi, they had a power sharing agreement, which basically said, Democrats will have this many seats on this seat. Look, we know y'all are in charge. We know you got the numbers, but the Democrats will sit on these committees. We'll do this. We'll make certain concessions. We're going to work together. We're basically going to work together. Republicans, when they took control of Congress basically rejected that. And it's unfortunate because what we're seeing is it's going to be hard. And again, this is just an observation. It's going to be hard if your speaker cannot rely on its own caucus to avert a government shutdown. This is the second speaker, really and truly. Let's go back.
About to say
Mike Johnson, Speaker McCarthy, but then before that, I think you had
Eric Cantor.
Eric Cantor. You had Tim Ryan. You had John
Paul
Boehner, Paul Ryan, Paul Ryan. You had John Boehner.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing somebody in between there. Maybe not. But
well, Nancy Pelosi bounced back and forth.
She bounced back and forth in between them.
But, on the Republican side.
But I think that's it. The last 5 speakers have all left.
Yes.
And when they leave, it's because they can't withstand the friction within their own party.
Yep.
And that should be.
Eric Cantor got primaried.
He got primaried by his party, but let's just be honest, he was ready to go.
Right.
He was ready to go. He had no regrets, or he had no second thoughts about leaving, particularly when K Street is waiting to offer you a, $1 million lobbying gig or whatever it is that they pay you to lobby without having to do all the disclosures, this, that, and the third. But it just makes you wonder, what is really going on, and does the Republican Party need to have sort of a family conversation? That's not for me to do. I'm a registered and proud Democrat, but it seems obvious, or there seems to be something going on in the Republican Party that should concern anybody who aspires to be the speaker. It's almost as if you don't have this sort of blind allegiance, you may not be able to govern. So I don't know. I
really don't think they're interested in governing, but that's a conversation for another time, because it's one thing to bark at the car while it's moving, but eventually when a car stops, you got to do something with it, and they've got the car and they don't know what to do with it. So we'll see how that goes. Well, look, we're going to take a quick break, play a little music, and when we come back, I think we will have a very important guest to talk about some really major topics in the state of Louisiana when we come back. You're listening to Issues That Matter. I'm Calvin Lester. That's Stephen Jackson. We're listening to 97.7 The Heat, WKSH. We play what we want to play, and we say what we want to say. Stick with us. Bad business.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would much rather be on the outside, MFing everybody. Until it's time to actually make some shit happen.
Who would have thought that
I feel sorry.
Democrats would have to come save Mike Johnson?
I feel sorry.
Old girl was running her mouth the other day too. What's her name?
I feel sorry.
We ain't telling her
Oh,
that. He goes to that, we're gonna vacate.
I feel sorry for any man out there when he can't look around and say,
Let one
this
person
is my
kick you out of your
woman,
job.
my woman alone.
That was rough. Ain't no way.
I feel sorry for any woman out there who can say, I got somebody that I can call my very own. I feel sorry. I feel sorry. I feel sorry. I feel sorry. One thing I can say about the people of the world today, they see you with a good thing, they want to take it away. But I believe
Cheryl Underwood still doing her show?
Oh no,
you believe in you.
That's right, she does a TV show in the daytime now. Gotcha.
Even your best friend come around. Making sly remarks, trying to put you down. I believe you believe in me too. Listen,
Steve, say hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Somebody on the line?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, hey, Rep, you all right?
Yeah, Steven?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
All right, man, we got you. Can you hear us pretty good? Everything sound good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Well, I got you in. We got the station owner, Johnny Antoine. We got Calvin Lester, who's my
Yes, sir.
co-host. We'll go on probably after this segment. We'll start a little early. We don't have to rush, Johnny. But what we usually do, Brett Chairman, is we usually do about a 7 minute segment, go to a break, and do another 7 minute segment. Is that good with you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
We try to give you enough time to get your thoughts out and not cut you off, and you don't have to speed talk. And You want to jump into redistricting first? I feel like I always say that wrong.
However you want to handle it.
Okay, so we'll do redistricting first, and then we'll talk about redistricting. We'll talk about the second congressional district, black district. We may actually kind of just give a quick overview of how we got to this particular point. Then we'll go into the special session, and that probably will take up that first full segment. Do you want to talk closed primary, or you want to kind of skip around it, or do you?
No, I'm happy to.
Okay, so we can talk closed primaries, and that's really it for the special. And then if you want to just get into any general, when we come back from the break, if you want to just get into any general like Democrat talking points, insurance, I know is one that's big, equal pay, that type of stuff. You want to just get into some general broad stuff, like here's the outlook for Democrats for the upcoming term. You can get that.
Okay. However you want to lead in and wherever you want to go, I'll follow your lead.
Okay. All right. And if anything you don't want to talk about.
I don't know.
We don't badmouth the governor. We don't badmouth Republicans. We don't do that. Now we might make a statement about a fact about something, but we don't talk them down. We don't do the moon griffon. Let me say that.
I don't do that either. I mean, everything that you mentioned so far sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, we about to go back in. You bring this in, Cal?
Yep.
Bring it through.
And we are back. Thank you so much for your kind attention this evening. I'm Calvin Lester, Stephen Jackson. We have him actually with us in the studio. We're excited about that. No, because
Mr. Black Tony himself.
No. See, you're doing like the color folks. You interrupting my build-up. Let me introduce the guest pastor appropriately, right? So you will know that we are very proud of now Representative Stephen Jackson, who was formerly Parish Commissioner Stephen Jackson, and he missed a show recently for a very good reason, because he was down in Baton Rouge representing the second district of House of Representatives very ably, and so fresh off of his first special session as a representative, we're very proud of him. He dug into his ever-expanding Rolodex to bring us a very, very important guest who they work together to do some amazing things for the state, but specifically for those of us who are concerned about our leadership and representation in Shreveport. So, without further ado, I will turn it over to Representative Stephen Jackson and let him introduce who we have on the show this evening.
Thank you, Reverend Pastor.
Yes.
We have with us, the chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, the honorable, the esteemed leader for the House Democrats, Mr. Matt Willard. I always kind of hesitate between Matt and Matthew, because I got somebody who says Matt is not my name. My name is Matthew, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But Matt is pretty laid back, and he's like, Matt is fine. Either one. Well, Matt Willard, representative for House District 97. Is that correct, Matt? House District 97, out of the big city of New Orleans, Louisiana. Matt is the leader for the House Democrats, and let me tell you, he did a yeoman's job last week. Calvin, I would not kid you. I saw him herding cats, herding cows.
I can only imagine.
I don't know how many sleepless nights he had last week, but he weathered it very well, and his temperament, his temperament is what is really on display. Is that I don't know if he goes and does meditation or what,
Right.
but he manages it well. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thank you so much for having me, Stephen. Really do appreciate this. It certainly was a great test. We know these first sets of tests. That was my first test, and you can tell by how you answered the questions. But I would say I was very proud of you and all of our members. You guys made my job easier. It was like holding cats, and I honestly was not getting much sleep. It was several early morning meetings and several late night meetings and phone calls. But at the end of the day, I'm proud to say that we walked away with a new congressional map that provides for two majority minority congressional districts, and the governor did turn that into law yesterday. I also want to thank Governor Landry
Yep.
for convening that study session. He put a lot of the political capital
Mm-hmm.
behind getting the map passed for two majority minority districts. So I think the people in the state of Louisiana should be proud of what we accomplished last week.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about how did we get to this point, Jeremy? Let folks know what happened prior to. How did we get here?
Well, you really got to go back, I think, a couple of years. It all started with the census.
Mm-hmm.
And so following 2020, as you recall, Chair Peterson and some of the outreach work
Mm-hmm.
included updated the report. And the reason that census is so important is because it designates how much funding
Mm-hmm.
certain parts of the state will get. It designates our congressional representation, and it also designates our congressional districts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, following that enforcement, we were poised to remain at six congressional districts. However, our population of black population increased to about a third of the state. So following that 2020 census, what we saw was that about a third of the voters in Louisiana were African American.
Mm-hmm.
And Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act says that if you're going to draw a majority minority district, you have to draw it. And so we knew going into that first redistricting session that we were going to have to push harder on our commitment to fighting for a congressional map with two majority minority congressional districts. The legislature at that time did not agree with the Black Caucus. They said that technically you can draw two majority minority congressional districts, but the song that they were saying at the time was you would not do that.
Okay.
And so, strategized to the point of both of the legislators. They actually went into and did the math that says, yes, not only can you draw two majority minority congressional districts a multitude of different ways,
Mm-hmm.
as you've already seen, Stephen,
Yeah.
but go from there.
Right.
And several different iterations showed that minority voters can elect the candidate of their choice during redistricting hearings. So the legislature passed a map during that first redistricting session that only provided for one majority minority congressional district. That's District 2, which is represented by Congressman George Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Justice John Bel Edwards at the time said that was not fair and equal representation, so he vetoed that legislation. The legislature went into a veto override session and overrode the governor's veto.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it ended up in court, and the plaintiffs started giving the work that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and everybody had fought to pass the Voting Rights Act and due trial rights.
Mm-hmm.
They started laying out the scene. They started making their arguments, and the work that the Legislative Black Caucus did was exceptionally vital to that legal case. So the judge indicated, or the court indicated that the map enacted by the legislature violated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and sent us back into a special session to try the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. Well, the legislature decided to ignore the judge's
Right.
that after the Fifth Circuit shot it down, and after we had some, unsurprising victories related to the Alabama redistricting case, toward the end of last year, leaders in Baton Rouge saw the writing on the wall.
Right.
And the writing on the wall was pretty clear. Half a map with two majority congressional districts, or Judge Vitt will enact a map for you. And I think at that point, people got nervous. They didn't want a judge to put a congressional map in place that perhaps nobody had even seen. And so Governor Landry convened that special, and last Friday we passed that congressional map with two majority minority districts, and yesterday Governor Landry signed that into law.
Great job.
So
Great
I know
read.
that was a mouthful,
No, no.
but that's like a synopsis of everything that got us to where we are today.
No, that's good information, and I would be remiss, Mr. Chairman, if I did not take this moment to remind people this is why filling out the census form is critical. You have to fill out that census form. Don't run from them. They make it easy now. It's paper, it's electronic. I mean, it literally takes 5 minutes. You can do it from your phone. And shout out to folks like the Power Coalition, Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus, Vote, those grassroots organizations that were on the ground, getting people, even during the pandemic, to fill out those forms. That was critical because, as you stated, when you have a congressman who is responsive, I just saw Congressman Carter announce some couple $100 million for something in New Orleans when I opened for the port, and I say, God, dog, Shreveport ain't got nothing again, you know. And we got to speak of the house. But come on, what you got, Cal?
Yeah,
Well,
it's important to have representation who is championing your interests and your needs. It's important to have representation that's boots on the ground and part of the committee.
Yep.
And so when you don't reply to that census, you're really kind of shooting yourself in the foot
Yeah.
because you're depriving yourself of an opportunity.
Yep. Yep.
so Leader Willard, I want to ask this question, and I'm again very excited about the district that was drawn, the fact that we're going to have a second congressional district, and that there will be some representation here in Shreveport. Here's the question: talk to our listeners about the leadership and the communication necessary.
Hey, Stephen?
Yes, can you hear me, Leader? Can you hear us?
Matt, can you hear us? Can,
I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
hold on. Maybe you.
Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was going to say is, I can imagine in a room full of very type A personalities, I was asking the question, what type of leadership, what kind of communications do you have to have where you've got to draw something? Okay, well, how about this? Is this better? Okay. So my question was, in a room full of people who are type A personalities, right? What type of leadership is necessary to corral that group of people to, number one, draw a district for all of Black Louisiana that may not affect your individual community? What kind of conversations did you have to have with other folks? Because we all know all politics are local, and when you're slicing up bread, everybody wants to come back with something. So how do you have those conversations as a leader of the party to get people to realize that there is a bigger goal as opposed to the parochial, this is what I want to do for my particular area situation?
When it relates to redistricting,
Try
it's
back on
easy
your
for us to
account.
say
Your
that
dashboard.
if I
Turn
select
it
someone
up.
who impacts your area, the next person will weigh in, the next person will weigh in,
Wait,
and the next person.
I'm not born tomorrow.
Redistricting is really like putting a puzzle together. Every piece has to fit exactly where it's supposed to go. If you take from one part,
Mm-hmm.
you have to give to another part.
Right.
And so it's really, you can't make a minor change without affecting something else. But honestly, for the purposes of just redistricting stuff the way we passed the congressional map, the team was already written. The hardest part was probably getting our Republican colleagues to sign off on that map. But at the end of the day, I think the majority of them understood
Right.
and I think they were more comfortable with the version that the legislature put out that they had seen, that they had reviewed, that they were able to hear feedback from their communities on, as opposed to something that's marketed on. Because, I think Jerry could have put something forward that really nobody had ever seen. It probably would have actually made a possibility. But when it comes to, I guess, being a leader among the majority, I think it's important to have humility and some self-sacrifice. You have to allow everybody an opportunity to speak. One of the ways that I like to lead is by giving people enough chance to fail. Right? I'm not going to come in and micromanage and correct you until you show me that you need that. If you need additional guidance or coaching, if you need a cheerleader in your corner, I can do all of that for you. Because I understand that we're only as strong as our weakest link. And so my job is to lead from the back and from the front, to pull the leaders ahead and to help push along those who need help. And I think we have a great team. Our caucus is very dynamic. We have some veterans, we have some seasoned veterans with all the political and legislative experience in the world. And I think we really make for a great group of men and women who are going to prioritize the needs of the working families in Louisiana and small businesses.
Well, you're listening to Representative Matt Willard. He is the chairman of the House Democratic Caucus. He is on with us at this moment. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back on the other side of this break. We're going to talk about some other issues that were dealt with in the special session, and also just talk about some the Democrats' agenda or priorities that they'd like to see in some of the upcoming sessions. We'll be right back. This is 97.7 The Heat. You're listening to Issues That Matters. All right, Matt, you there?
I thought it was me. My mic.
Hey, Matt, you there?
I guess pass the mic.
There you go, Mike. You there? Matt, you there?
Yeah.
I'm here.
I
Yeah.
heard him. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't think my mic was on.
It was on, man. It just
I
I'm
got
not
you.
sure.
It's that
I
board.
got so much hooked up to this
no,
got
you're
board.
you.
good. But this not
Whatever
this.
you
This is
like right
just
now.
a,
It's
it's
Yeah,
not
just
your
a long
regular
one.
board.
Yeah,
It's a long
It's just a
one.
long.
Whatever you did the last
but your
time.
new board is back though, huh?
Yeah, I just got to get the norm.
Okay, well, we good. Matt, we'll come back in after this song. We'll hit close primaries real quick, and then we'll just kind of go into priorities, and then if you want to wrap or put a bow on something, um, we can do that.
Okay.
All right. All right. Are you? You said you weren't coming to DC Margot, right?
No, I won't be there.
I got you. I got
You're
you.
going up?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave out tomorrow. I'm gonna do the whole young Turk, young freshman, new freshman thing. So
Nice.
and I think they got a lunch and a dinner set just for new freshmen. So
That's good.
Nice.
somebody's
Make
hosting
the
it.
make the most of your time up there.
Yeah, yeah, I will. I definitely will. You know, I'm predicting that Congress will shift. You see, Cleo put his announcement out today.
Boy, that was fast, huh?
Sean Meanison, or what's the name, said nobody saw that coming, and he sent to Stevie Wonder. He sent to Stevie Wonder. I
That's
said,
funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, that was fast.
if,
But I think Gary is out there talking about he's gonna still run for that seat.
who? Oh, Gary Graves. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
So
that.
Cleo's gonna have to make sure that the black voters turn out for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and you got to make sure you don't put a. Because I also heard that Gary Chambers was talking about jumping in. So you got to
I
make
don't
sure.
know. I heard a week or so ago that he was taken care of.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I
He
hear
got
you.
something else.
I got you.
Yeah, Cleo don't strike me as a loose ends type.
No, no. Your mic off again, Kevin.
Okay, my mic
Shit,
is off.
hit the
Yeah.
hit the
Yeah, 'cause I can't hear anything on it.
It's off. It's dead.
It's off.
shit crazy, man.
Well, we might just pass it back and forth
That's okay.
to make it work.
I get it on.
Calvin, I'll bring us in and throw
Okay.
it to you.
Okay.
You want, because we're gonna come in with the special. I
That's
mean,
fine.
not with the special. with the closed primary.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
Say something. Keep saying
yeah,
Hello,
something.
hello, hello, hello. Nope.
you want to come?
Yeah, I
I'll
come
bring
that
us
way.
in, then throw
Okay,
it to you,
that's fine.
and we'll do closed
We'll work it
primary.
out.
Or do you want me to do closed primary?
You
So we
can,
do
you
just the
can.
general stuff.
Yeah.
Or did you have any specific
Well, I
questions?
want to ask about the state supreme court.
Let me.
Does he want to
You
talk
want to
about
talk
that?
Supreme Court, Matt?
Sure, we can talk about that.
Okay. So we'll hit closed primaries real quick,
Gotcha.
and then we'll.
Issues that matter with
His mic should be on now. I see what it is.
And we are back. We want to thank you for joining us today. We hope that you are staying dry. It's been raining all day, and we hope that you're staying dry and driving safe. We have a very special guest with us here today. We have the representative for House District Number 7. We have the leader of the House Democratic Caucus, Mr. Matt Willard, in with us today. Matt, thank you for being on with us. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, Calvin, I think you had a question about.
Yes, yes, yes. So, y'all did a yeoman's job in terms of the mandated second congressional district. Is this better? Is that better?
Mm-mm.
Okay, hold on. All right, how about now? Much better.
Got it.
So you guys did a heck of a job getting the second congressional district done. But one of the things that excited a number of us, particularly those of us that are graduates of Southern University Law School, an institution that your family members are very impressed with and part of, um, was this idea of drawing an additional Supreme Court justice. And I know there were a lot of things that seemed to be thrown against the wall at the last minute, and um, it didn't get done. But it appears, from the outside looking in, that there at least is some conversation that acknowledges, the math is the math, that we need to cut everything by a third. So I was just going to ask, what are your thoughts in terms of the state Supreme Court, and do you foresee us having moving forward with that in the future?
I think this mic got.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
that is very influential in the district, and I think you could make an argument that potentially a black candidate could win that seat as well. But there is interest, at least it seems like there's interest in the district of Bridgeport right now. I think Governor Landry and his team understand that they would rather, have some control over that process as opposed to a court weighing in, similar to what we've had for the congressional race. I mean, for the congressional map. So hopefully, hopefully I can come back on the show towards the end of the year and celebrate the passage of the new Supreme Court map with two majority minorities Supreme Court seats and one that's very contested.
Well, we're gonna definitely be inviting you back. Well, can you hear me? We'll definitely be inviting you back on. Can you hear me, Matt?
Can't hear you, Josh.
Can you hear me?
Well, we have a little technical difficulty.
Can you
He
hear?
was saying that he was going to invite you back when we get to do that. Yeah. So let's talk about this while we work through that situation. There was some conversation about the closed primary system. I'm old enough to remember, I believe, the last time we had the closed primary system was in the late 90s, I believe. And there was some desire to go back to that, and I think the caucus and there was a plan passed to go back to closed primary, but it was not across the board. In fact, it only appears to deal with the federal election. So talk to us about the closed primary system and what was actually passed versus maybe what was initially proposed.
So what was initially proposed was going to be a closed primary system for everything except for municipal elections. So the races that would not be will have titles, your mayor, your city council, your local school board members, your assessor, your clerk, positions like that.
Mm-hmm.
What it's done is forced the Democratic state party and the Republican state party to conduct primary elections, meaning that only two who are affiliated with those parties can participate in a primary race, and only voters that qualify as Democrats or Republicans can vote in that primary. So that's about eight to 900,000 voters voting in the primary who are not affiliated with the Democratic or Republican Party. And so with this tonight, what it basically is going to take a million voters in the state of Louisiana because they can't vote in this closed primary system. And if you want to know, if you want to be candidate during that election cycle, whether you run as a Democrat or a Republican, you have to get a certain number of signatures to appear on the ballot. So you can't just submit a vote as a Democrat or a Republican. You're going to have to get the majority of the signatures in order to put your name on the ballot. So that's the primary tonight. The system is this. What ultimately passed, I think better was the system that we have today. And it was better based on our elections first. So we knew the bad way, it
Right.
was better. So now what we have is a closed primary, starting with a closed primary for the U.S. Senate, for Congress, for the Supreme Court, for executive board, and for the public service commission. So now we got to 2026 with everything proposed. Who is going to vote for the city council member would also have a congressional race going on, and being an independent, so you thought you could vote for a member of Congress, but you can't because you're not a Democrat or a Republican. And I think, right now, voters may not even want to implement this. They may not yet. They really need to reinvigorate voters throughout the state because we're just not showing up to the polls.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think something like this will complicate the matter to where people are like, oh, listen, they just don't want me to vote, and nothing is going to change anyway, so I'm not going to vote. And that's what a lot of people are saying.
Right.
Right.
So
Or
instead, we just got two majority voters plus voters, supervoters of black voters going to go out and vote. So they did correct one thing where unaffiliated voters, so those are going to be voters who are not Democrat, not Republican, voters to sort of keep our primary system the way it is. And they ask that question two different ways. They say, hey, do you support raising this open gender primary system? About 60% said that. And then they say, hey, would you support moving to a wholly primary system? And about 50% of those said no. So yes in two different ways, pretty much the same response. So the thing that was indicative at the beginning of that poll was this final number. And the final number was telling most of what those other candidates were saying, men and female wise. So in the primary, you get a Democrat who's emerging victorious to a Republican who's emerging victorious, and they go head to head in a general race. Unless one of these unaffiliated candidates gets enough positions, then they show up on the ballot too. All right. So let's say you got an independent who shows up. So you got a Democrat, a Republican, and an independent. Based on this new law, the first primary bill, a person can win that race with 34% of the vote. If the other two candidates get 33% and one person gets 34%, they will win that election. So you could be sending a member to Congress with only 34% of the vote in that district. This poll said that 80% of the states support having their elected officials only 50% plus one of the vote.
Mm.
And so I really felt that it was, rushing through this third primary bill. I think it's going to be like what Sharon said, really give the public and for us to hear the concerns or the thoughts or the ideas. But beyond that, based on this polling, we know that we did something that conflicts with what the general public wanted us to do, and that's always something to track for legislators and for debating.
Yep. Yep. Well, thank you so much for breaking that down. And the
He was saying thank you for breaking that down and the whole 9 yards. So listen, as we walk out the door, can it speak with our audience some of the things that are priorities for the Democratic Party in the House and some of the things that you guys will be fighting for on our behalf in these upcoming sessions?
Insurance reform, one of the top issues in the state of Louisiana right now is insurance affordability. And for me, right now we're really having trouble with homeowners insurance and automobile insurance. And so we'll be bringing common sense proposals forward that follow the data, that follow the science, that prioritizes the needs of the people of Louisiana. Education. Louisiana consistently ranks at the bottom of the list for our public education. So we'll be prioritizing kids in new schools, making sure that kids get a quality education, making sure that our schools are paid what they deserve to be paid, not just to be paid what teachers are paid in the Southwest. We want to get them on a national average because our education is great. Women's education, nurturing in society, skills are what drive progress. And those are all important issues that we're bringing a lot of information to. And there are a lot of candidates who say that they support it, they see the difference. And so that's something else that I would like to see done. And I know that our Democratic caucus put proposals forward to increase the minimum wage in the state of Louisiana. People pay 10 times more for more reason than what the average Louisiana getting for the same job. It's indefensible. And so we're working hard to push for that. And then, just changing our Supreme Court institution, our legislature, working hard to prioritize, working towards racial separation, and improving the system of ballots. That's very important. I know Stephen, I know Jackson is sitting on the committee and getting excited at some of the ways that we can get there.
No pressure there.
But all of our county officials and all of our governors are investing in courthouses and what projects need to be funded and all of that. So we'll be looking to deliver on some projects locally as well. And we are a fifth economic development. Louisiana Unemployed believes in some of our best development to other states, and we have to top that. We have to top that globally. And
Well, Mr. Chairman, you have articulated a very vast, a very broad, but a very doable and people-oriented agenda for House Democrats. And just want to say thank you for all of your leadership. I want to thank you for your discipline. Thank you for, and when I say discipline, I mean like, just staying calm. Because as Calvin asked about being a leader among leaders, I know that that can get frustrating at times, and so we want to continue to make sure that we lift you in prayer and make sure that that we continue to do things that make you successful. We want to thank you for coming on, taking some time out of your evening to talk to the listeners here in Shreveport. This is community radio, and so if there's anything that we can ever do here, you can rest assured you have an open mic here at 97.7 Heat to rally the troops or just to educate our listeners about what's going on. We believe that information and knowledge is power here. And so thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to standing right there with you shoulder to shoulder in the legislature to push the people's agenda forward. Yes, sir. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Anytime you need to come on, let us know. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Stay safe.
And ladies and gentlemen, we really thank you for taking some of your time this evening to participate in this conversation. We hope it was educational. I, for one, am very proud of what Representative Jackson and the Black Caucus and the Democratic Caucus were all doing to make sure that we got some representation. It's, some people ask the question, well, what's it like to split Shreveport up? And I told them straight up, listen, I want to have a congressman that when I called their office, they called me back. The congressman that we currently have does not come to Shreveport, although Shreveport is on his diploma and his birth certificate. He does not really care about Shreveport. So I'm looking forward to having a congressional representative that's going to come to the church, that's going to come to the Soul Bowl, that's going to come to the community, and is going to be responsive for those things that we need in this community. So I'm excited. Don't know who that person is going to be, but I'm excited for us to have that level of representation. And I think
we did have an announcement today, huh?
Well, yes, there was an announcement almost instantaneously. I think almost as soon as the governor's pen came up from off the paper, former Congressman and current State Senator Cleo Fields from Baton Rouge announced that he, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, would be running for
the worst kept secret in Baton Rouge.
The worst kept secret in Baton Rouge. Versus he was going to be running for Congress. So that's going to set up an interesting scenario that we'll talk about at another time. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your time and attention. This has been Issues That Matter. I'm Calvin Lester. That's Stephen Jackson. And we will be back on Thursday. Y'all have a great evening. God bless.
Issues That Matter with Calvin Lester.
Boy, I'm glad that boy's here.
And it seems like if one mic is on, the other is like a T-toggle. Like when this mic was up, that one was down. When that one was up, that one was down.
That's what this joke is.
Yeah. So look.
And tell me what is wrong with me.
So Shonda's doing she's trying to do a concert or she's having a gala for her father on June the 13th. And we're trying to select some entertainment. And I got some guys looking into some stuff, but I know you have connections. So, and when we're talking about something like an SOS band or something like a Kurt Whalum or somebody like somebody that people in Shreveport will pay $100 to see and don't feel like they got beat. They'll dress up, come get some hors d'oeuvres, get some food, listen to the music, and then go on to the house. It's gonna be at the convention center. So somebody along the lines.
Jazz artists do too?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Somebody like that people that hasn't been in Shreveport, they'll be like, damn, I ain't never heard him. Like Najee or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That may not try to hit us over the head for those $40,000-$50,000 because it's a benefit. And we don't have the first quarter. We're going to beg for some money to make it happen, but that kind of deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, brother, I'm about to roll out. What you
Yeah.
getting into? You get ready to pack and get up out of here, huh?
Yeah.
What time you flying out in the morning? Or tomorrow?
7. I might need you to drop me out. I
All
might
right.
need you to drop me out.
Let me know.
About 6:30.
Okay. Let me know.
Yeah, when I get some shit on to you, let you know what's up.
There you
Appreciate
go.
you, brother.
Hey man,
Take it easy.
Appreciate
make
you,
it happen,
brother.
baby. Make it happen, bro.
For sure,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
I have no board tomorrow. Shit.
Okay.
I'm so goddamn happy. I'm tired of this mother.
Somebody have mercy. I wonder what is wrong with me. Lord have mercy. Somebody have mercy. I wonder what is wrong with me. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know how I stand the things this woman do to me. Lord, that one more time while I tell her I'm standing here wondering, baby, will a matchbox hold my clothes? Yes, I am. Standing wondering, baby, will a matchbox hold my clothes? Yes, I am. Oh, I got a long way to get there, and I got a short time to go.
Call me for a nigga. You know you gonna get your ass in some
Sometimes we kick it old school, and sometimes we kick it new school. But no matter how we kick it, it's gonna be hot on 97.7 WKSH, The Heat.
Tell them to drop you off.
I didn't
Tell them to
feel
drop you off.
it's no good back.
You say what now?
Yes,